Hello dear students, once again welcome back. So in the last class we have started the topic colligative property of solution chapter. So we will continue that topic in today's class also. So let's start. So we have discussed in the previous class what are actually the colligative properties. So colligative properties are those property of our ideal solution which depends on the number or amount or quantity of the solute particles that are dissolved in a definite amount of solvent, and it is completely independent of the nature of the solute. It does not depend on what is the nature of the solute that we are added, but it depends on the quantity or amount of the solute particles that we are added in the solvent. Okay, so these properties of a solution is called as colligative property. So there are different types of colligative property we have discussed in the last class. The first one is the lowering of vapor pressure. The second one is the elevation of boiling point. The third one is the depression of freezing point. And the last one is the osmotic pressure. So in the last class we have discussed a bit about the lowering of vapor pressure. So we'll start from the lowering of vapor pressure in the today's class. The first one is the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So what is actually this lowering of vapor pressure? So whenever we are adding a non-volatile solute in a given solvent, we know that it leads to decrease in the vapor pressure of the solution. Okay. If we compare it with that of the pure solvent, the vapor pressure after adding a non-volatile solute decreases. So it is called as a lowering of vapor pressure, and which is given by the equation. Here it is P naught minus Ps upon P naught, which is equal to N2 by N1 plus N2, where P naught is the vapor pressure of pure solvent and Ps is the vapor pressure of solution, and N1 and N2 are the number of moles of solvent and solute. Now it is clear from this equation that it depends on the number of moles of solute and solvent particles, and it doesn't depend on the nature of the solute that we are added. So it is also a colligative property. Now this equation is very important for your numericals. While solving the numericals, you have to use this equation in case of lowering of vapor pressure. Now the second colligative is the boiling point elevation or elevation of boiling point. Now before starting this topic, first we have to know what is actually a boiling point. Students, boiling point of a liquid is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid becomes equal to that of atmospheric pressure. Once again I am repeating this, listen carefully. It is the temperature of the liquid at which the vapor pressure of that liquid is become equal to that of the atmospheric pressure. Now we know that the atmospheric pressure is 1 atm, or it is equal to 1.013 bar. Now for example, if we consider the vapor pressure of water, we know that the vapor pressure of water at 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin is equal to 1 atm. It means that at this temperature the water starts boiling. That is of course 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin. So this temperature is called as the boiling point of water, because at this temperature the vapor pressure of the water becomes equal to that of its atmospheric pressure, which is 1 atm. Now if we consider the solvent and solution, what happens in this case? See, we know that it is actually given here that the boiling point of a solution is always higher than that of the pure solvent, and this increase is called as the elevation in boiling point. Remember this thing, boiling point of a solution is always higher than that of the pure solvent, and this is called as the elevation of boiling point. Now the reason for this elevation of boiling point is explained here. Now we will see this with the help of this curve, or with the help of this plot of vapor pressure versus temperature. Now see this carefully. See students, we have taken temperature in the x-axis and vapor pressure in the y-axis. Okay. Now see, this dotted line above represents the atmospheric pressure, okay, which is 180. Now the curve AB represents the vapor pressure of solvent, whereas the curve CD represents the vapor pressure of solution. Okay, we know that the vapor pressure of solution is lower than that of the solvent. That is the reason why the curve for solution is placed just below that of the solvent. Okay. Now see, with increase in the temperature, so as we increase the temperature, the vapor pressure of the solvent increases. First we will discuss about the solvent. See, with increase in the temperature, the vapor pressure of the solvent increases. Now we know that the boiling point is the temperature at which the vapor pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. At that time or at that point the liquid starts boiling. Now in case of solvent, we see that E is the point where the vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, now this point E is called as the boiling point for the solvent. Okay, which is taken as TB naught. In case of solution, what happens? See, in case of solution, with increase in the temperature, the vapor pressure increases, but we know that the vapor pressure of solution is lower than that of the solvent. It means we have to heat the solution more to make the vapor pressure equal to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, it means we have to heat the solution more so that its vapor pressure becomes equal to that of the atmospheric pressure. Now see, you can see that this point D, at point D, the vapor pressure of the solution becomes equal to that of the atmospheric pressure, and this is the boiling point of the solution, which is of course higher than that of the solvent, pure solvent. Okay, so it is taken as TB. Now we see that the difference between TB and TB naught is equal to delta TB, which is called as the elevation of boiling point. I think it is now clear to you. So for solution, the boiling point is higher than that of the pure solvent. Now we can see this expression here, expression for the elevation of boiling point, which is given here, delta TB is equal to KB into M. Now delta TB is the elevation in boiling point, which depends on the number of moles of solute particles that we have added. Okay, so here M is the molality and Kb is a constant, which is called as the molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant. Okay, so this is also a colligative property, we can say. How? See, it depends on the number of moles of solute particles that we have added, okay, or hence the molality, which is number of moles of solute dissolved in 1000 grams of solvent. So this is also a colligative property. Okay, now this is, I think, clear to you. Now let us move on to the next slide. Okay, the next one is the freezing point depression, or we can say depression in freezing point. Now what is actually a freezing point? The freezing point of a substance is the temperature at which the solid and the liquid form of a substance are in equilibrium. Or in other words, we can say that the solid and the liquid form of a substance are having the same vapor pressure. When the vapor pressure of liquid and the vapor pressure of the solid are same, at that point the liquid starts freezing or it gets frozen. Okay, so we will see here. It is observed that the freezing point of a solution is always lower than that of the pure solvent. See, we have seen in the boiling point elevation that the boiling point of a solution is always higher than that of the pure solvent, whereas freezing point of a solution is always lower than that of the pure solvent. Okay, now see, now the reason for this depression is explained here. Now again we will see this plot of vapor pressure versus temperature. Here the temperature is plotted against the x-axis and vapor pressure along the y-axis. Now see, once again I am repeating the definition of freezing point. You have to keep this definition in your mind, that it is the temperature at which the solid and liquid forms of a substance are in equilibrium, or the solid and the liquid form of substance is having the same vapor pressure. Now see, first we will consider the case of liquid. Now see, this curve AP represents the liquid solvent. Okay, now on decreasing the temperature, now, or we can say on cooling. Now if we decrease the temperature, the vapor pressure of the liquid solvent decreases along the curve AB. Okay, now in case of liquid, B is the point where the vapor pressure of the liquid and the solid are same, and this point B represents the freezing point of the liquid solvent. Okay, see, freezing point is the temperature at which the liquid and the solids are having the same vapor pressure. So for liquid solvent, B is the point where the vapor pressure of the liquid and the solid is same. Okay, after B, this curve you see BC, it is for the solid. Okay, we know that the vapor pressure of the solid is very low, so that is why that is the reason why it is shown here BC. It represents a lower vapor pressure. Okay, so after point B, the solid forms of the substance starts appearing. So for liquid, B is the point where the freezing of liquid starts. Okay, it is taken as TF naught. Whereas in case of solution, see, in case of solution, as we decrease the temperature, the vapor pressure decreases along the path DE. Okay, now you can see that E is the point where the vapor pressure of a solution becomes equal to that of the solid's vapor pressure. So this point E here, it represents the freezing point of the solution, because at this point the vapor pressure of a solution becomes equal to that of the vapor pressure of the solid. Okay, so this point E represents the freezing point of the solution, which is taken as TF. Now the difference between this TF and TF naught is called as delta TF, which is called as depression in freezing point. Okay, so delta TF is equal to T naught F minus TF. So it is clear from this curve that the freezing point of a solution is lower than that of the pure solvent. Okay, now delta TF is equal to KF into M. Delta TF, just now I told you, it is the depression in freezing point, which is equal to TF, T naught F minus TF. Okay, so delta TF is equal to KF into M, where Kf is a constant called as molar depression constant or gyroscopic constant, and M is the molality. See, the depression in the freezing point depends on the concentration of the solute in a solution, and it is related to the molality. That is the reason why we have given here M. M is the molality. Okay, now it is also a colligative property, isn't it? So as we have discussed, this depends on the molality, that is number of moles of solute dissolved in 1000 grams of the solvent. As it depends on the number of particles and not on its nature, so it is called as the colligative property. So I think this is now clear to you. This is very important for your numericals, this equations and this curve, both that boiling point elevation as well as the depression in the freezing point. Okay, so this is all for today's class. Thank you, students.